welcome to another interesting edition of Home Truth Nigeria. So today I would like to talk on a topic a lady pushed me to actually talk, and that topic is why do Nigerian men go back to Nigerian women? Now, some of you listening to me must have had a situation where a Nigerian man was probably married to a Western lady and then left to go be with a Nigerian lady. Or maybe there are a lot of you listening to me who you've been married to a Nigerian man. For whatever reason, the Nigerian man left. Or you married to one and you discover that he's cheating with a Nigerian lady. Now, some of you are worried because you've been with this your Nigerian man for years, especially when he had nothing, the normal from grass to grace story. And now, when things are going well and everything is becoming okay, you discover he's cheating on you, but to your surprise, with a Nigerian lady. Now, why is it surprising that he's cheating with a Nigerian lady? It is because a lot of them, before they came to you, they made you understand that they were not interested in Nigerian lady. They give you stories of like Nigerian ladies, they love money, they only care about money, and they are not interested in dating a woman who just wants them for money. And this, made you find them, worthy and relaxing, to be with. And now you're asking yourself, why has he betrayed you and why has he gone back to the Nigerian woman? So today I would like to tell you why these Nigerian men go back to Nigerian ladies. Now, for disclaimer purposes, not all Nigerian men would dump you and go back to Nigerian women, or not all would end up with you and go back to Nigerian women. Some will still try other foreigners, but it is very common in this generation to find a Nigerian man after divorcing a Western lady going back to Nigeria to pick a Nigerian wife. So the question is always, why do they do this? Now, the first thing is it's a trend. Yes, if you live overseas as a Nigerian, you would understand that there are a lot of Nigerian men who are married to Western women or have one as partner, and at the same time, they have a Nigerian wife back home. Now, it has become a trend. It has become an acceptable thing to have a Western lady and also to have a wife back home. So the big question is, how do they do this, if you ask me? Well, the truth is, some of the guys you meet abroad, a lot of them before they came to you, were married and with kids. They know to have a better life, they need to marry a foreigner to qualify them to have their stay in your country. So the woman back home, her wife, is totally communicated to, and told what the plan would be all about. So this would keep her in the invisible mode. Now, a lot of you, you've done your due diligence, you've dug up information to discover that the guy you actually with has a wife back home. So what does it tell you when you present this to him? He says, well, look, it's true. I'm sorry you caught me red and clean. But we have been divorced. Our marriage is totally annulled. It doesn't exist anywhere. We're not recognized as being married. And then he proceeds to hand you a certificate, which because you don't want to spend some few quid, few amount of the Benjamins to verify. You're like, yeah, you see the divorce certificate. You're like, yeah, I will go for this. He's divorced. And then you end up marrying him. Now, after some time, you both fall out. And ultimately, as the foreign woman, he knows you will divorce him because he understands that women in the Western world, they have divorce lawyers on standby, in case there's a slight crack in the relationship. So once that is achieved, he goes back home to bring his Nigerian wife, which when you see it, you start your ring light in the dark to explain how a Nigerian man has scammed you. Now, what is the solution to this, if you may ask me? Firstly, take your time. When you're with a Nigerian man and you notice he's pushing to get married to you, take your time to know this man. Always remember he is a stranger. You're not married to him yet. Take your time to understand him. Two, gather information as much as you can. And one way to do this is sometimes, as I say to a lot of you, is to act dumb. Make him feel like you don't suspect anything he's doing so that he would be careless. and won't be on guards when he's doing things. Like a lady once said, I had to decode the language he was speaking on phone, and I discovered he was speaking to his Nigerian wife. So you put yourself in that situation where he sees you're vulnerable, but in the actual sense, you are gathering information. And the moment you've armed yourself with a lot of information, you go into investigation mode. Now, guys, investigation could cost you some money. It may cost you some money to verify who that woman is, it may cost you some money to verify if he was actually divorced. Now, another reason why they leave is because of he is polygamous. Now, a lot of you married Nigerian men who are polygamous in nature without even knowing. Now, here's the thing, you meet him single and you are married to him so that you can live this man and woman monogamous union. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself if he shares the same ideology and principle with you, which might not be the case? Because the fact that you are monogamous doesn't mean he is monogamous. And that is why you need to know someone very well before you end up or go to the next level with him. Because sometimes some men might not be monogamous. A lot may start with you as monogamous, but along the line, they become polygamous in time. Because one, polygamy is recognized by the customary law of Nigeria. From this, you can see polygamous union are currently recognized under customary law throughout Nigeria. Even as we speak, some Nigerian men who are monogamous are now beginning to consider polygamy. Even some who are Christians, they tell you with biblical examples. Well, David, who is the best friend of God, he had more than one wife. Solomon, the wisest man on earth, he had a lot of wives, and they were okay with God. So why can't I, go through the same route? So polygamy exists in Nigeria. Initially, a lot of people were walking out of this concept, but we are coming into a generation where if you go to Nigerian articles and trend, you will see that the rise of polygamy is coming. You have a lot of Nigerian men who tell you, I will not ditch my culture and my tradition because of a white man's culture that supports monogamy. African culture is about polygamy, and I stand by it. It's not a problem if he decides to follow the African culture, but the problem is, are you in support of polygamy? Because if you are not in support of polygamy and you're with a man who is in support of polygamy, he may walk out on you, divorce you to go be with the lady he wants to get married to. Now, some may not divorce you, some may talk to you and tell you, look, I need another wife. Are you okay with it? If you say, hell no, am I going to share my husband with another lady? They'll say, okay, fine. Where's the divorce lawyer? Where am I signing? The sign, and then they leave you, and then they go to Nigeria. Now, why does this work smoothly? Because I mean, you need to come to a point to say, okay, don't these women back home understand that he has a wife and he's coming to get married to them? Because I wouldn't want to share my husband with another lady. Well, the truth is, it works smoothly because it is simple. A lot of African women are also fine with being second wives. A lot of them are okay with being third wives. A lot of them are totally fine with polygamy. So when the man comes to this African lady and says, look, I want to marry you, but I have a wife abroad. We have a child, two kids, three kids. But I'm an African man with pride. I have a strong bula, and I need another African woman, somebody that would help me preserve my culture. And if this lady is totally fine, if she supports polygamy, she's like, okay, I will be your Nigerian wife and she will be your Western wife. That is fine by me. And the next thing, they get married. And this is very common when you go to Nigeria. There are a lot of women whose husbands are back overseas and they are there as the Nigerian wife. Another reason is the ancestral and family preservation. Now, some of you are married to Nigerian men who perhaps might be an only child, an only son. And as you know, in one of my videos, I talked about the importance of having a son. Now, if you marry that Nigerian man who is an only son, or is traditional in nature, and maybe you don't give him kids, or you didn't give him a son, or even if you gave him both boys and girls, but you've not allowed him to raise his children the way he wants to raise them. You've raised his kids in a very westernized way. Now, what happens? Some of them will talk back on how they want to get a family raised in Nigeria. So a lot of them will start looking for a Nigerian woman back home. In fact, before he comes to you to tell you like, hey, I'm tired of this marriage, the way you're treating me, I don't like it. Before he comes to tell you that, he has a woman on standby, waiting. Or why he's still with you, he's talking to another lady because he has seen that, look, you don't want me to raise my kids in the traditional way, to understand and to respect my culture, or to preserve my culture, and because you don't want me to do this, I would look for a lady who I can raise African kids with. And he looks for a Nigerian lady, and they start having children. Now these men do so because they want children that they can raise who would understand their culture. There are women, and I say this in all fairness, there are Western women who raise their children in a way whereby they don't even know where their father is coming from. They don't even do things associated to the culture of their father. There are women who've raised, I'm talking of a father who is actually present in the life of the sons. The mother is fighting tooth and nail, so these children are not embracing the African or the Nigerian culture. So when this man sees this, he would go back home to look for a lady who would raise children for him, who would preserve his family legacy, carry on his family name, and also the family tradition and culture. So this is one reason why they also leave you. Another point is that you are not appealing to him again. You're no longer appealing. A Nigerian man can and might leave you for a younger Nigerian lady if he finds that you're unappealing. Maybe you've let yourself go. You don't take care of yourself anymore. You put on a lot of weight that he doesn't like. There's a difference with having curves and flesh and just putting on weights that you look like something from a science experiment that has gone wrong. Or maybe you dress horribly, your hair looks greasy, it's like you escaped being fried in a cooking oil. On top of that, you're lazy, you don't cook, you don't clean, you're always tired, you're falling sick every Friday to recover on Wednesday. And if you end up with a Nigerian man who is uptight, takes care of himself, very, very into himself, his appearance, and you're not taking care of yourself, you're doing the opposite, there's every chance he will leave you. Some who are nice will try to pull you out from it, like, oh, look, go down a little on that chips, that Coca-Cola, relax on that fries, cream, potatoes, sausage, pastries, just chill a little bit. Some will tell you to work out. I'm like, come, let's go on the stroll, let's get a treadmill and stuff. And some of you who is like, it's my body, it's my choice, I can do what I want, eat what I want. I am responsible for this food that goes into my belly. It's fine. It is fine. Tranquilo, tranquilo. A Nigerian man will say, no wahala. And then what happens next? He knows that, okay, I've done my best. I don't find you attractive anymore. There's no point being together. Let me go look for a lady I can enjoy. And then he goes back home and find a relationship. Another point is for easy understanding. Another reason your Nigerian man goes back home is for easy understanding. The truth is, an average Nigerian woman actually knows what a Nigerian man wants compared to some Western women. You know, this average Nigerian woman knows this, I beg your pardon, because she has watched her father, her brothers, uncles, express their needs. She has seen her mom, aunts, grandma, sisters, function well in their homes. So she is growing up understanding what the modus operandi of having a wonderful union with a Nigerian man is, as opposed to a lot of Western lady who just like, yeah, I just picked him in Nigeria, gave him a visa, I brought him here. That's my husband there. Look at him. That's his picture. And that's it. It ends there. So sometimes when a Nigerian man sees that um, you guys are not coming to understanding because you don't understand yourself, given the differences in culture, and you refuse to meet in the middle. Sometimes you would both decide to make things work. You meet in the middle, so things go. But you both decide to meet in the middle. Maybe you're always, fighting. There's disrespect. There's insult. You don't understand yourself. To him, he's not happy in the union, and he knows that. Okay, look, it's going nowhere. The next thing, he will go and meet a Nigerian lady. You know, he will go find a partner who understands him. He can build with, and they start building their life together. And this is one reason they do so. So this brings us to the question: how should you handle it? I mean, you're in a situation where you wake up and you find out that your Nigerian guy is secretly married or having an affair, and you're angry. Some of you're all out to teach him a lesson. Now, there's always a case of what can I do if I notice he has been secretly married? A lot of you have written me on this. A lady wrote me. She went on holiday. She came back and she discovered her Nigerian man had married while he traveled to Nigeria. So, and you're thinking, the thing is, a lot of Nigerian men may come to tell you they want to go and get married to another lady, and they want to end the marriage. Some of you, before they come to you, some of you actually get information. You even see it on social media that you married. Some you even find out that he's pregnant with another lady, and you are thinking, how do I finish this man for making me feel so bad? Now, this is my advice, my personal advice to you. First, do not be in a hurry to leave that union, especially if you guys have been together for years, you've built things together and all of this. Do not be in a hurry to just like, oh yeah, this is what it is. I'm done. You will hear from my lawyer. Just chill. I'm telling you the truth. Chill. Relax. Just cool down. The more you're still in his face, the more he's like thinking. Because the truth is, some of them would not want to divorce you outrightly. They would want you to like, see, I've cheated. Look at me, I'm cheating. You a Western woman, do the white woman thing. He divorced me. Go meet the divorce lawyer. Do the white woman thing, or do the Western woman thing, and then you chill. You're just looking at him in the face. You say nothing. He's now confused. Like, okay, what's this lady up to? Now, the next thing I would expect you to do is to inform his family. Call his family members, his parents, his uncles, his siblings, and inform them the situation. Most times a lot of them are not aware of what is happening. And that is why it's important to, when you marry to a Nigerian, be married to the family. Make sure you are in good standing with the family, because this same family would fight for you when things are going unjustly for you. Except they don't like you. If they don't like you, anything their son does, they will support. But if you are nice to them and they like you, they will fight for you. I have seen situations where a Nigerian man impregnated a Nigerian lady, and the Western wife called the family, and they told the man, I hope you don't have plan of marrying this Nigerian girl, because the only wife we recognize is your wife in Australia. That's the lady we recognize. We don't recognize this one. And you would not treat this woman bad who's been nice to us. Yes, Nigerians have conscience. So that's why it's good. Make sure you are married to the family, because at some point they will support you. I would also advise you, get in touch with the lady if you can. Make her understand that, see, whatever thing you're trying to do, karma is coming. And lastly, tell her you would give her a 5 minute of fame, because if she doesn't leave your husband alone, because some of them actually are the ones coming for your husbands. I'm telling you the truth. Some of these women are the ones actually coming for your husbands. She doesn't leave your husband alone. You would go on social media, post her pictures and her videos, circulate it so everyone will see her as a home breaker. And the truth is, if you see that you have to fight for your marriage, you can fight. Sometimes working out is not always the best thing. You need to calm down first, relax, and assess the situation. And then lastly, if you see that nothing can be salvaged, like everything is done, then you can pack your bag and leave. Leave for your own mental health, leave for your safety. I mean, they say he who how they say it, he who runs, he who lives to fight another day. I know you guys can help me. I've forgotten that. So I mean, to avoid all this drama, you can leave for your own mental health. But the truth is this: when you are talking to a Nigerian man and things are getting hot, steamy, romantic, lovey-dovey, and all of this, don't forget to ask or talk about things like polygamy. Please talk about it. Talk about male children. Talk about number of kids. So long as the man is still within the age of reproduction, not you. You may be talking with a man maybe you are the age you can't reproduce anymore, but you're talking to a man who can still reproduce. You need to talk about this. You need to talk about number of kids. You need to talk about traditional beliefs, because you may come into a family, you may marry a man, and then he starts doing some religious practices you're not in support with. That is the beginning of your problem. So, guys, as always, if you got questions, you can write me on hometruth86@gmail.com. Contact me on the number on your WhatsApp. Like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.